Hello, our esteemed viewers, and welcome to our top-notch education consultancy programs. I am your presenter, Oyuga Z. Omolo, and we would wish to invite you to our programs today. So far, so good. We have had very successful admissions for our Form 1s, and I believe that it has been a process, and you have gone through it successfully. I just want to share with you probably what you may have done and was part of your admission. I believe that your Form 1s arrived with their admission letters. You were able to check on those letters and realized that they had actually been invited to your school. And that was a good thing. You have collected the slips, and the slips are now with the bursar or the accounts clerk of your school, and probably that is an indication that our Form 1s have paid the school fee, even as they settle down for the serious work of learning. So issues of admissions are now probably over. You have also given them the school rules and regulations, because that is part of admission. During that period, you have to give the Form 1s the school rules and regulations and tell them that they read through those rules and regulations and keep those rules and regulations, because it will form part of their living while they're at school. So I think that has been done. So if you haven't given your Form 1s the rules and regulations, kindly do so, because the rules and regulations will guide the Form 1s accordingly, even as they settle down. So far, so good. I believe that part of your orientation was to check on the result slips they came with, and you were able to see the marks that they got, and that is good, because it is also a show and evidence enough that they sat for that national examination. So a copy of that result slip is now in your offices and in some files for any reference. And we also believe that you collected the birth certificates or copies of the same and kept them somewhere in the files for references, probably when they will be sitting for the national examination 4 years or 3 years from now. Those things will be needed. So you need actually to keep them safely in your shelves. So again, we believe that you have shown them the love. You've given them the uniforms. You've given them the games kits. You've also branded their kits, games kits, and their school uniform, so that we prevent on any form of theft. And that is a good thing. So these processes are important, because in one way or the other they will help the Form 1 to settle down and now begin to study. So those processes are important. So you have also, I also believe that if you're a boarding school, you have checked on those boarding items that they ought to have come to school with, like the blanket, the bed sheets, the cup, and the plates, the spoon, and any other thing that is required for boarding, the basins, the troughs, or you can also talk about the paints, and any other thing that is required for boarding. So these items are important, because when the Form 1 doesn't have any of them, then settling down becomes a problem, and the Form 1 now stays in school, but anxiously so. So let's not have a situation where we don't check on these items, because it is part and parcel of settling down. So you have also checked on that medical form, and probably you now know those that have some diseases that you really need to check on, maybe once in a while, because those medical forms must have been signed by medical doctors from public hospitals, and it is a requirement. And I believe that you people were able to collect those forms and keep those forms, because if there is any medical problems that would actually come later, then you would use that as a reference to know how to deal with the health problems of the Form 1s. Ladies and gentlemen, orientation is a process, as I had indicated in my previous presentation. I believe you have done due diligence to the same. Now we are beginning the second week, and as we begin the second week, now we will begin the process of orientation that I had presented to you at some point. Orientation is important, and I said that orientation is not an instantaneous affair, but it is a process. So for the better part of this week, I believe that the process of orientation will take off. And maybe the first day you have a program where you will take the Form 1s. The second day there is also a program. The third day, the fourth day, and probably after the fifth day, now we come to the climax of orientation. So kindly plan each and every day, a whole week, of how you are going to orientate your Form 1s. This is important to me, and because we want to settle them, we want to make them comfortable while in school. If you watched my clip about how to do the orientation program, then I think that you are good to go and help our Form 1s, even as they plan now to settle down for learning. But I believe that the climax of that orientation, you would invite a motivational speaker, someone who would actually come and share with the Form 1s what they really need to do while they are at school, so that they are focused on their academic endeavors. And that should happen at the climax of your orientation. Thank you very much. I believe our Form 1s are settling down nicely, and kindly continue helping our Form 1s, because remember, they are the new arrivals, and as they arrive, also keep them off those old boys who may want to bully them. Kindly make sure that our Form 1s are not bullied and they settle well in our school. Thank you very much, and may God bless you abundantly as you continue to listen to us. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, kindly do so and be part of our programs. May God bless you abundantly.